Hi there, welcome to www.highschoolmaths.co.uk. Today we're going to be looking at solving equations with brackets. So we're going to crack straight into these. We've had a look already at solving basic equations and multiplying out brackets. So we're combining these two skills here. So we're going to start off with the first example. And when you are presented with an equation with a bracket, the first thing you're going to do is multiply out the bracket. So we do 2 times x is 2x and 2 times 6 is a plus 12 equals 24. Once you've multiplied out the bracket, you're then on to the equation step. So you're looking to simplify the equation down until you solve the equation for x in this case. So we're going to try and isolate the 2x term, which means we have to take away 12 from both sides so that we've got the 2x on its own here, because plus 12 minus 12 cancels out. So we get 2x equals 12 take away 12 is 0, that's why we've got a blank space here. 24 take away 12 on the right hand side is 12. And at that final step here, we don't want 2x, we want 1x or x. So we're going to divide by 2. We're going to half both of these sides, and half of 2x is x. Half of 12, or 12 divided by 2, is 6. So we get x equals 6 as our final answer. Let's have a look at how that works in another example. So multiplying at the bracket here, this time I'm going to skip the bubbles in between so we can see what the working looks like without that. So 3x plus 15, if we multiply out the bracket, equals 27. Now we're going to try and get the 3x term on its own, so we're going to take away 15 from both sides. That's going to leave us a 0 here and 12 here. And at the final step, we're going to divide by 3 to get the x term on its own, so x equals 4. Okay, now you can use either strategy here. It's up to you how confident you feel, but eventually you probably will work your way to the second kind of example here, where you're showing a little bit less working. Okay, the third example goes on to a more difficult equation, but it's still the same idea. We're going to multiply out the bracket, so 2 times 4x is 8x, 2 times 1 is plus 2, equals 5x plus 23. Okay, so the right hand side just stays the same. We're going to then start balancing the equation out. Now what we want is to isolate this 8x term, so we want to get that on its own. So we're going to take away 2 from both sides of the equation. So take away 2 from this number here and take away 2 from the number on that side to keep the equation balanced. So we get 8x equals 5x. 5x isn't changing, it's the number that's changing here, so plus 21. We're then, now that we've got the letter term on its own here, we want the number term on its own on the other side. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. So we're going to take away this 5x here, and that means we've got to take away 5x from this side to keep the equation balanced. 8 take 5, 8x take away 5x is 3x. 5x take away 5x, well that's 0, they cancel out. So we're just left with a plus or positive 21. At the final step, you should hopefully be confident enough now to say, okay, I'm going to divide by 3 to get x on its own, so x equals 7 as our final answer. So that's how you solve basic linear equations that have brackets. Now, there can be loads and loads of varieties of them. We're going to take a look now at some more difficult equations where you have to actually collect like terms as well to solve the equation. So we're going to scroll down to these questions here and we're going to have a look at them. Now, the same strategies apply, but we're going to bring in another skill from algebra here, collecting like terms. We're going to start off though with the first question. We're going to multiply out the bracket. So 3 times x is 3x and 3 times 1 is plus or positive 3. The rest of it is not a part of the bracket, so that just stays exactly the same. So we just copy that down so that the two lines are equal. The next thing we're going to do, and this is the new part, on this side we've got loads of different terms, but we can tidy some of it up. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to tidy up this side of the equation. Now you'll notice that we've got a 3x and a plus 5x, both on the same side of the equation. So we can put them together. That will give us 8x. This isn't balancing, this is just collecting like terms. We've also got a plus 3 as a number and a minus 2. So those two numbers, if we combine the two yellow ones there, that would give us a plus 1. And that's equal to 6x plus 9. I've left quite a big gap here. We'll bring that together in the next line. So we could write it as 8x plus 1 equals 6x plus 9. And now we're back to one of the typical equations we had before. So we're going to take away 1 from both sides. So if we do that, take away 1 and take away 1 from the numbers, that leaves us with 8x equals 6x plus 8. We're then going to take away 6x from both sides. And that leaves us with 2x equals 8. And at the final step, we're going to divide by 2 to give us x equals 4 as our final answer. Same idea with this second or final equation. We're going to multiply the brackets. So that would be 6x plus 15 minus, now be careful here, we're multiplying this bracket by negative 2. So it's negative 2 times 2x, that's negative 4x. And negative 2 times negative 3, which would be a positive plus 6 at the end, equals 20. Okay, so we multiply the brackets. We've got 4 terms here again, quite a lot of terms. So we want to see if we can tidy them up, and we can. So we've got a 6x and a minus 4x. So I'm going to highlight them in yellow. If we can collect those together, that gives us 2x. We've then got, I'll highlight these ones in green, plus 15 and plus 6. Well, that's going to be a plus 21. So 2x plus 21 equals 20 on the right hand side. I brought that in a little bit to make it neater. We're going to balance out the equation, so we're going to take away 21 from both sides. And we get 2x equals negative 1. And our final step is to divide by 2. Now here, there's a couple of ways you can write this. When we divide by 2, we're going to get negative a half. That would be my preference, to write it as a fraction, but you could also write it as a decimal, as negative 0.5. So either one would be fine here. You're going to work more with fractions later on, and they're more precise, so it is good to get into the habit of using them, but both would be a fine and acceptable answer at this stage. Okay, hopefully you found that useful wee video on how to solve equations with brackets. For other maths videos and resources, please visit www.highschoolmaths.co.uk. If you did like the video, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe, and please remember and share. Thanks for watching, and have a mathemagical day.